Hello there YouTube, what is up? Today I am bringing you the second video of the weekend, and it is going to be our BBL Week 1 game. Pretty exciting stuff. If you did not check out the team, I uploaded the draft analysis last week, so I highly recommend you go check it out to kind of know what we're talking about and what we're using for this season. In this battle, we are taking on the Miami Mence, coached by OG Albina. His link will be in the description below. We don't sugarcoat things here, so I will say I'm not personally a big fan of this guy, but, we're adults here. You guys can go over to his channel and, form your own opinion, because, we're going to act like it. Anyway, I mentioned it in my UPA video yesterday, and I'm going to mention it here, is that for the team builder section of these videos, I'm not going to put as much effort into the graphics as I used to. It's simply just going to be like matchup, pokey paste, battle. I am still going to talk about it quite a bit, but for a video portion, not as much effort. So just want to let you guys know that. And finally, I do have a layout on the battle, and I am going to kind of tweak with it throughout the season. So if you experience any changes, it's just me messing around with it. That's all. But that's all I gotta say about this introduction part, and we can start talking about the team builder here. As I do with all of these, I am going to list off my opponent's team first. Quickly, he has a Ho-Oh, a Zygarde 50, Slowbro, Tyranitar, Azelf, Nihiligo, Decidueye, Comfey, Licky Licky, Steelix, Drillbur, and Galarian Meowth. Now, that's his team. Originally, when I looked at this team, at first glance, I was like, I don't win this. No world I win with this matchup. However, when I did start building, things weren't as starting as I initially had thought. The only reason is that I saw Lunala, because that's the mon I look at first, and its matchup is not that great. I look for the dark and normal. There's a T-Tar and a Licky Licky that I know he likes to use a lot. So that's already iffy right there. Two good answers. Decidueye has Shadow Sneak. Nihiligo has Foul Play that he has run before. Zygarde has Crunch. And Ho-Oh is just so fat on the Spadef side that I can always tank most hits from my Lunala. So all those combined, and it was just like a hell to prep for involving Lunala. Because it is my Uber, and it is still an insane Pokemon, it can still do something here, so it is coming to the game regardless. Otherwise, nothing here was a crazy threat. Zygarde 50, I don't have 1,000 arrow switch-in, so that was something very scary. Slowbro shuts down my physical attackers, something I have to worry about. Ho-Oh is just, it's a Ho-Oh, come on. Licky Licky, quite annoying to deal with from an offensive standpoint. Comfey with Draining Kiss and Leech Seed was low-key a little bit of a threat. And a few things as well were just annoying for my team, but nothing crazy. The good thing about this is that they're hazard setters, Steelix, Nihiligo, and T-Tar. Steelix isn't that great in this matchup. It only beats Coco, really. Nihiligo is very iffy as well. And I could see T-Tar coming for the Lunala, of course, but I do have a lot of mons that kind of just beat it. So not crazy scared about hazards in this game. And otherwise, that's all I really have to talk about in regards to, his team. My team here, again, Lunala was a little iffy, but everything else here is pretty nice. I have a Mamoswine, a Melmetal, a Seismitoad, Tapu Koko, Lunala, and I'm actually bringing Drampa to this game. The whole goal of this team is to kind of pivot around with Lunala and some of my other mons in order to get Drampa into a position to set up and clean, and I'll have Coco as an emergency answer too. So the Pokepaste should be on screen. First is Mamoswine. This is an Assault Vest variant with Icicle Crash, Earthquake, Knockoff, and an Ice Shard. Decent coverage against my opponent. Thank God Slowbro is part Psychic, so Knockoff actually does a decent amount of chip to it. Obviously not going to knock it out. Slowbro is very fat and can regen it off, but knocking off the Rocky Helmet that is almost sure to come in this game was going to be very nice. The ice coverage makes sure Zygarde is a little bit less of a threat, even though it is threatening. The one thing about this set is that it is borderline hardwalled by Ho-Oh. I don't have a rock move. Knocking off its boots could be really nice, but otherwise Ho-Oh is just tanking my hits for days. So that is something I have to kind of concern myself with a little bit. But this is a decent offensive answer to just most things. So I liked it in this game. Assault Vest was just good to tank hits from mons like the Azelf, the Nihiligo if it comes, and the Comfey. So that is Mamoswine. Second is Melmetal. This is protective pads with a lot of Spadef and attack. Double Iron Bash, Earthquake, Thunder Punch, and Ice Punch. The perks of having a Tapu Koko on this team is that a double Iron Bash into an electric terrain boosted T-Punch with just a barely any chip on Slowbro has a chance to knock it out. So that was really nice. Very low chance, but if I can get any types of chip, like even if it's at 80%, double Iron Bash into that will probably knock it out. So that is something really neat, and I thought was very helpful. This is a nice kind of hybrid mon that can switch into things like the Azelf, the Nihiligo definitely. The Comfey can do nothing with Melmetal around besides its Leech Seed, and even stuff like Physical Decidueye. That can also go on the offensive against mons like T-Tar. Like Licky Licky doesn't want to take a double Iron Bash. I said Decidueye already. You get the gist, right? It's switching in, and it's also being an offensive mon at the same time. So that's just Melmetal. If I didn't bring it, then Comfey would be a big issue on this team, and I like it in this game. Third is going to be Seismitoad. This is max HP, max defense. I got Rocks, Toxic, Scald, and Icy Wind. I thought about not having Knockoff on the set, but Zygarde was looking like a big threat to my team, so I took off Knockoff and put Icy Wind. This is just to make sure a Coil set doesn't still beat Toad, and having the speed low, speed control could be really nice. Rocks are really good in this game. If I recall correctly, my opponent's removal isn't that great. Ho-Oh doesn't want to be running Defog. The Decidueye's matchup is very average. Comfey's not going to be running Defog, so right there, they're kind of hard pressed for Defog, right? So I thought that in this case, Rocks would be really nice. This is an initial answer to Ho-Oh and to the Zygarde, though Ho-Oh can have Giga Drain. Zygarde can kind of boost in front of me, sort of ish. And it's also a light answer to T-Tar, even though an offensive T-Tar's Crunch is going to be doing a lot. So just the initial switch into a lot of things. I don't expect Seismitoad to be lasting the whole game, but it is here and it does have a role. Tapu Koko is next. I personally had no idea what set to run on this. This was a very last second decision. I have Volt Switch, T-Bolt, D-Gleam, and Nature's Madness with the Sugar Berry, just in case I can 1v1 the Zygarde pretty early. This is another mon I kind of want to pivot around with early and then save for late game to clean up, just because the speed is really nice. Having an electric type here is very good for the Ho-Oh Slowbro regen core. It does mean that they can't just freely roam around the battle, and because I am part fairy, it does deal with the other two high tiers, Zygarde and T-Tar, even though it's like a fairy, quote quote, because Coco's just an ass fairy. But the point is that it's got a good offensive matchup in this game. Yes, Steelix is just completely comes in on it, but I already mentioned Steelix is not the biggest threat to my team, so I thought it was just okay to have this set on the team. Fifth is going to be Lunala. Lunala is Calm Mind, Moongeist Beam, Meteor Beam, and Focus Blast. I'm really not happy that I have to rely on Focus Blast this week because I am like 200% sure the Licky Licky is coming, and I'm pretty positive Tyranitar has it's gonna come, right? Calm Mind is solely just for the Comfey if it starts setting up, even though that set still doesn't really beat it if it gets too boosted. I decided Meteor Beam because, you got prep for the Uber, right? And if there was anything I was going to signal as a threat, it was going to be the Dark and Normal type and the Ho-Oh. So what do I have on the set? Focus Blast and Meteor Beam. Moongeist Beam covers the rest of the team, and at +1, I do start to kind of shred through things. I don't think Owen's going to give me health on Licky Licky or T-Tar, one of the two, so I do need to kind of break them down with this thing. And that's why I have Drampa as my last mon, which is also Calm Mind Roost, with the Pecha Fairy. Pecha is, instead of Lum, I think it's hilarious, is just in case I switch into Sacred Fire and I get burnt, I'm cool with that. So I don't have to, waste my Lumberry on a burn. Dragon Pulse Surf covers the entire team. I am max HP, max defense. The beauty of Zygarde being like half dragon is that its only good dragon move is Outrage, so if it wants to knock me out with Outrage, that's fine with me, to be honest. But this is still kind of a cleaner-ish set. I don't expect it to be my last mon on my whole team. It's probably going to be Coco, but Drampa can still put a lot of work and really pressure the special walls on my opponent's team. So yeah, that is the Drampa set, and that's going to rock it out for this team builder. I didn't go into as much detail in terms of like how they synergize together, and that's because frankly I did this battle a little bit ago and it's kind of out of my mind at this point. But I hope you guys enjoyed the team builder, and we're gonna just jump into the battle. Alright, here we are in the battle. I want to preface this by apologizing. There's a lot of things going on right now. It is like pouring outside. My parents are watching some hilarious movie, and my brother has a friend over, and they are not quiet. So a lot of things going on right now. I just want to straight up say it. And yeah, Also, I know I mentioned it in the team builder. I'm going to mention it here that my matchup is not that hot. Easily Lunala's worst matchup this entire season. So Lunala is 100% not a win con here. One thing I do like though is leading off with Coco because there is no Steelix, and I have sort of a bait set sort of for the Zygarde. It feels like a good lead in this scenario. So we can take our time while I can cross out the rest of my notes. So that's kind of it. No Comfey is kind of nice. Licky Licky I did expect, and it is going to be a threat, but we will deal with it accordingly. So yeah, we'll lock in now. Good luck, have fun to my opponent, and I can spend the rest of this time crossing out stuff. I have a new lead card, so that's kind of nice. You guys are going to see that on screen right about now, and it looks really nice. Oh man, it is coming down right now. I do not have my thing on screen, so I can't see what's happening. They're going to lead off with Feet Guy. That's going to be Azelf. Okay, that's fine. I would prefer this thing to be a suicide lead than anything else. I am quite fine with that. I kind of just want to Volt Switch, but I also want to T-Bolt. My switch-ins to this aren't amazing because I did not bring my Mana Buzz. T-Bolt 2-shot to this. And honestly, I could just T-Bolt into a Volt Switch. Let me see how much this does. I don't want to lose my thing turn 1, that's why. Nah, they're going to throw up rocks. I'm going to T-Bolt. This is really good against their team, so if they like explode or kill me with Psychic, they're actually just going to hard switch, and they're going to go out into Licky Licky. That is actually quite fine. Volt would have been a little bit better, but this is a cool scenario as well. I'm sure this is going to be Spit F. That is Spit F, and they are leftovers. Okay. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting something? I don't think I am. All right. I'm trying to think how I deal with this thing. I think I just want to Volt and go out on the Toad. I don't want to lose my leftovers, but it's not really a big deal. Or I could Volt Switch and go out on the Melmetal, which I also don't want to lose my item on that either. I'm going to Volt Switch, and I think I'm just going on the Toad. So yeah, apologies if you hear anything in the back. This thing's down to half, which is really nice. And we'll go out on the Toad. Again, if they knock off, I'm not going to be happy with it. But it's not really the end of the world. So we'll see what they want to do here. As they knock, yeah, I didn't want that to be the case, but again, not the end-all be-all. And I originally had knockoff on this thing, but I don't anymore, which kind of sucks. But I do have rocks, and I do have toxic. What looks better? I think rocks look better. This thing has knock. It's going to have wish. I'm probably going out on the Azelf here. Yeah. And this is why I decided to go for rocks in the end. Because of, what was I trying to say? They're going to give their own rocks, and getting this thing toxic isn't too valuable. I'm going to switch out. I want to save this thing, of course. And I think I can just go back out into Coco. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm so positive they're just going to go for rocks. So I think this play is a fine play. And I can Psychic. Okay, this is gonna hurt. I don't think this kills. I do have some bulk. That does a lot of damage, and they are Life Orb. Okay. Wow, that hurts. But I do live, so that's cool. I do not kill with a Thunderbolt, which is a little bit of an issue. So I am just going to a Volt Switch and save this thing, because I do want Coco around. What I go into, we'll see. Mamo isn't terrible because I'm AV, and it will be in Ice Shard range. The fact that there is no set for Life Orb or any special attacking set is a little bit annoying in Showdown, I won't lie. Like, I have to go manually put it in. They're going to take a huge amount of damage, like around half, if not more. Yeah. And I kind of want to go Mamo. I am Assault Vest. Melmetal isn't bad, but if they have Flamethrower, I'm just taking damage for unnecessary reasoning. So I'm going to go out into Mamo. And it's going to hurt. They're going to hurt, but I will tank a hit. Worst case is they go for Grass Knot, but I think that's a little bit weird. Yeah, they go for Psychic. Again, it's going to hurt, but I will tank it. Yeah. and I can Ice Shard this thing. They could probably go out in a Slowbro. I do have rocks up, which is kind of nice, and I will do that. They are going to save this thing. Go out in a Slowbro, I assume. Yeah. Knock would have been better, but if they had just Psychic, I would have lost my Mamoswine, and we don't want that. I could make a risky play and just knock off, hoping they teleport. They are not leftovers, so I assume the Rocky Helmet, though. And I think I just want to go out into Toad. How good is Mamo here? I think it's still pretty good. Yeah, it's still pretty good. I'll go back out on the Toad. I feel like they're going to teleport, but there's nothing I could do about it because I took that hit. If I didn't take the hit, I probably just would have stayed in a knockoff. Hopefully they don't teleport, but I just see that being the play. They Psychic. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to take a little bit of a chunk here, but not too much. And I think I'm going to Toxic now. I want this thing on a timer. I want to find out if Licky Licky has Heal Bell. Licky Licky being down the half is actually really nice for me, though. So we'll think about that. It's one less answer to my Lunala. Again, I mentioned Lunala's matchup is dog shit in this game. So many different types of answers, and considering it's Ubers, it's a little bit more centric around trying to beat your opponent's Uber. My Toad is going to get really low at this point, but I am going to get a good Toxic off on this Slowbro. And at this point, I'm going to keep this thing around as a stack. And go out into Drampa, I think. Who else can I switch into? I think Drampa is a good play here. Yeah, Drampa's fine. Because I can just start roosting. Psychic shouldn't do a crazy ton to my Drampa. I wish I was leftovers, but Petra's fine too. Azolf's not going to have a crazy amount of turns left to work with, but it will get another hit off probably in this game. So probably something I'm going to have to worry about. Psychic. Okay, so they're just spamming Psychic spam because I don't have my Mana Buzz. I'm not really too worried about it. They are going to lower my Spit F immediately, which is pretty bad. But I still can kind of just Roost spam this thing. And maybe gets a Berserk boost off of it. Oh man, that actually kind of sucks a lot. No, I wasn't a fan of that. We'll Roost once. They are going to switch. Probably go back out on the Azolf. Licky Licky, that's fine. Me having a Spit F drop isn't really great, but I can Calm Mind this turn. And I think I'm going to do that. I kind of hope they... let's think here. What's the most optimal play? I kind of want to Calm Mind. Yeah, let's do that. And we'll see what happens. I'll get my Spit F back. They do have Heal Bell, so I'm actually kind of glad I did this. I'll be at +1 Spatak. So the Heal Bell, their knockoff, I'm sure their Wish, and probably Protect, so they can't really do much to me here, which is awesome. How much health do they have? Are they at 50? They're going to be at 50. Okay, so 2 Dragon Pulses knock this out. So we'll fire off 1 Dragon Pulse. We'll see what they want to do. I want this thing gone, so Lunala can do a little bit more. I wasn't going to make it the win con, but if I can get this out of the way early, I might make it the win con. But this +1 Dragon Pulse should be a guaranteed 2-co unless they wish. So we'll see what happens here. Pulling the trigger a little bit early, but this is kind of not a bad spot to be in. They don't have a Fairy on their team. Not on this build, so Dragon Pulse is free. I fully believe that Tyranitar is going to be either Chople or Scarf. It's going to be one of the two. They're going to withdraw. So someone's taking a Dragon Pulse. It's going to be T-Tar. That's fine. Tyranitar. +1. It's going to do like a 4th, depending. If they're Svidef, it does a 4th. If they're offensive, it does more. So we Dragon Pulse. That does a little bit more than a 4th, which is kind of nice. Maybe it's like max HP or something. Let me think. If they're like offensive, Dragon Dance, let's say. A +2 Surf might be able to knock this out if they put me in Berserk range, meaning. So I'm actually going to Surf. They're Stone Edge, unless this is going to do a chunk. This puts me in Berserk range. They get a crit, which really sucks. If Surf knocks us out, it's not going to be as bad, but if this doesn't kill, it's still not as big of a deal, but it's just makes my life a little bit harder. It does not kill, so that crit is going to suck quite a bit. I could go out in the Melmetal, but then I have to take an Earthquake on top of that. I feel like I can still roost on the Slowbro with this thing. Is it the time to sack the Toad? I could sack Toad here. It doesn't really do a crazy ton anymore, so I'm actually going to sack that over this because I can roost on the Slowbro. I feel like Licky Licky might not be able to knock me out. Anyway, good or bad, good or bad scenario, T-Tar's low and Licky Licky's low. So those are like great things. He crunches, so this will knock me out. And we lose our Toad. But that's fine. He's not Scarf. Mamoswine always outspeeds. The issue is Coco also outspeeds. I could just fire off a D-Gleam. Like, it's actually really free. He never got Rocks up. Let me actually go out into Coco and D-Gleam. Or I could just Volt Switch. But just in case the whatever comes out. If Ho comes out, I think a D-Gleam into a T-Bolt probably just knocks out. They could also just sack the Azelf. Let me see, Tabu, Ho-Oh. Oh my god. That thing is fat. It's either Volt Switch or D-Gleam. I kind of like the idea of Volt Switching almost. But if they go on the Zygarde, it's like, why would you? I don't think you go on the Zygarde. I think that's just a weird play considering. Yeah, they're just gonna sack this. I think Volt Switch kills. It kills, yeah. So T-Star drops. As long as I can keep Licky Licky low, Lunala should always be able to beat it. What do I go out into? I should have thought about that. I think I might go on the Mamoswine. I might force out the Ho, but that's not really a big deal. It kind of is. Ho actually is looking quite scary. I'm going to go Mamoswine, and when Ho comes out, we'll just figure it out. I am a little bit scared of that thing, but it's not the end of the world. I 100% feel like that's coming out. Unless, I mean, if they're not boots, 50% from rocks, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be boots. But yeah, it kind of forces it, because Zygarde can't really come out on this. Slowbro can, but I'm not really scared of Slowbro. Azelf dies, and Licky Licky doesn't want to take the hit, so it's Ho or Slowbro. I feel like it's going to be Ho, but maybe I do end up sacking Drampa. They actually go out to this. This is fine. Or a lot less scarier, at least. I think I just sacked this. Sacking this does mean Zygarde becomes a lot more scarier. I don't really have a great switch into this because Drampa did take that hit. So I'm going to knock off. And losing Mamo isn't ideal, but it's not the end of the world either. And that's going to do a chunk. Did I get a crit? No, it's Rocky Helmet as I expected, and Rocky Helmet's gone now. They're going to Scald, I'm going to die. Kind of wish I knew how much health Licky Licky was at. I know it's like... No, it's probably around half. I think Drampo's a play and I roost. Yeah, I think I just go on to Drampo and roost. I could also... No. Let's just do that. I should be faster than this. I didn't have any speed. I think I put like 4 in the speed. If they outspeed me and kill me, that's going to suck a lot. But again, Roost is going to heal out more. I get Berserk boosts on top of that too. They're going to switch out. Who are they going to go out into? They're going to Ho-Oh. There it is. Big threat. So I Roost. If this is offensive, it might be able to knock me out. If it's defensive, it should never knock me out with 1 hit. So I'm going to just surf and get damage off on this. Maybe I'll Roost once. +1 surf does so much. Or it does a decent chunk. Let's see, Brave Bird. I'm starting to get a little bit low in time, but I can still kind of take my time. If they're offensive... let me surf. I want a little bit of damage on this. They toxic. Okay, I really wish I had roosted, but this is actually fine. Or Calm Mind, that would have been better. But I am Petra Berry, so it's fine. That tells me they're probably more defensive. And I will get some good damage on this. They are regen though, so it's not going to be like amazing damage. Yeah, like it doesn't do a crazy ton. And I'm going to Roost. They're probably just toxic again, yeah. But this time, I can just surf. I think, yeah. Because I am poisoned, I don't want to... what's it called? Calm Mind in front of this thing. Getting this in range of T-Bolt could be nice. And that's kind of what I want to do. And I think I am just going to surf here. Because I roosted, I don't think I actually put myself in Berserk range, which sucks. They're going to Mystical Fire. Good bring. Good bring. This completely shuts down my Drampa. But I wasn't really expecting it. Toxic I was. Not Mystical Fire though. So this Mystical Fire, Toxic, Roost probably. It's Boots, obviously, we've seen. They might Roost here. I feel like they're going to. I think I just Calm Mind. And try and get as much damage as I possibly can on this thing. They sub. Okay, that is not well. Okay. They're sub, Toxic, Roost. No, they're not, well, they haven't shown Roost, but I'm assuming they're Roost. Mystical Fire, Toxic, sub. I assume Roost. Okay. That's annoying. Does that knock me into Berserk? Oh, I don't get Berserk that way. Okay. I will surf. Let's see it. Mystical Fire again. Okay, so they don't do that. This should break a sub. Neutral surf, unless they're really spit F. Like, they gotta be, like, bulky, and able to not break a sub here. Because I'm neutral, I believe. It doesn't break. Crap. Alright, that's bad. That's bad. That does not break. I thought that would. And now they can just kill me here. I'm going to just let them kill me. Oh, that sucks. That really does suck. They Roost. Oh, that's good for me. I'll take that. Because this will break and I will die to Toxic. I still... yeah, and I can just go out into Lunala and Meteor Beam. And I still have my shield intact, which is nice. I will kill this. Because I got the chip on Licky Licky, Focus Blast will kill it +1. They can switch out. That is one thing. They can switch out on this thing, on my Lunala. Coco or... I'm pretty sure Lunala is always the play here. And I just go for it. Yeah. The fact that I'm going hard into it is a little bit sus, but we'll do it anyway. I am going to Meteor Beam. I'm not even going to think about it. Hopefully they don't expect it, but I know it is a pretty standard-ish set. on a Lunala. If they let me get this off, it's huge. We'll see. They are going to let me get it off. Alright. Let's go, Lunala. I'm at +1 now. They are boots. They're not charty. And I'm going to go for Meteor Beam, and I'm going to hit. So this should die. I don't see a world where this lives. Yeah, it just drops. Sick. Alright, that's a big threat out of the way. That is huge. I don't have to worry about that. Lunala. I'm at +1 now. I don't kill a Zygarde from full, but I do have my shield intact, which is really nice. Let me calc it though, like a banded crunch. I know Aqua brought that up to me. I feel like they're going on a licky licky here. I do have Focus Blast. I'm gonna have to rely on it. It is what it is. Banded crunch never kills me with my shield intact. They go into this. That's smart. Because even though this thing won't kill me, I can. They will break my shield. Do I need the boost, actually? Hold on. Let's think about this. Do I actually need my boost? I don't need it for Slowbro. I might need it for Licky Licky. How much time do I got? I still got a little bit of time. I would go out on Melmetal. That would be my play. Melmetal is really good against everything else if I can keep terrain up. I almost kind of want to keep this at this point. No, it's fine. You know what? I'm going to Moongeist Beam. They're going to sack this, I think. They might U-turn, but that's fine. They Psychic. That's not going to do anything. And this will die. They do break my shield. But I get this. We get to see the cool animation for the first time. Let's go. Lunala. They're going to go on the Zygarde, I think, here and live my hit. I think that's the play. Well, if Zygarde doesn't have Crunch, they don't knock me out, even with, like, the shield not intact. I do have a Lunala, so like, it wouldn't shock me if they had it, but that is a thing. Licky. Focus Blast 100% kills this. I do have to hit though, and I'm gonna go for it. I don't have another play. I'm gonna go for it. I actually land. That's amazing. This dies every time. That is awesome. And Lunala, despite the terrible matchup it had, I'm probably gonna make it work here. Because I always kill Slowbro. Zygarde has to take 1,000,000, and if they don't have Crunch, they don't knock me out in one hit. I could see a world where maybe DD does it. I can see that. But I always go for damage. Moongeist Beam. I am faster than this. This will do a lot. This will not kill. I love this animation. It's so cool. And yeah, this will do a lot of damage. Yep, definitely a 2-co. They're outraged, so they're not DD. I think I live this. I do. Awesome. Let's go. And we just spam Moongeist Beam. And we get to see this cool animation over and over again. Let's go. I'm happy about this. I'm really happy that I'm going to be able to win this game because I did not like my matchup. It wasn't as bad as I initially thought, but the fact that Lunala is going to get like 4 kills in its worst matchup. They're saying Lunala is broken in the server, and I'm seeing why. Yeah, I can't believe that Lunala just put in this much work. If this doesn't die to Moongeist, it dies to Thunderbolt. Yeah, it's just gonna be over. So we click the button, and that will be the game. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say here. Yeah, so we're gonna drop we're going to go up to 1-0. We're going to start off with a +3 diff, which is pretty sick. We have some cool matchups coming up ahead. And, yeah, that's kind of all I have to say. Ooh, sorry, I had a burp. GG to Owen and his team. Make sure to go check him out. His link will be in the description below. It got pretty quiet in my house, so hopefully that made for a good viewing experience. And yeah, that's really all I got to say to you guys, and I'm just gonna get out of here. And have a good day, YouTube.